Star City continues to employ a zero-tolerance policy against any and all acts of vigilantism.
There have been no vigilantes in this city for 5 months.
As to the identity of this unknown assailant, this is someone new.
Oliver asked us to carry on. Sometimes people just need something to believe in.
I have to fight back.
Oliver Queen took everything from me. I'm gonna enjoy taking everything from him.
What's going on, guys? This is Demon Critical. Welcome to my first video on Arrow Season 7. Well, I didn't honestly expect myself to be covering Arrow Season 7 just for the pure fact that I didn't really enjoy Season 6 all that much, and the ending didn't really get me. That didn't really catch my eye. That's why there wasn't a review for it. There was a review for the Flash one because I felt that needed a review because there was so many things wrong with that I needed to get it out there, what my honest thoughts on it. But going back to Arrow, it was an okay finale. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. It rounded off the season well. It left some questions, which was good. But getting into this is going to be something breaking. This isn't going to be a breakdown for the Season 7 trailer. I don't know if I'm going to do a breakdown for the Season 7 trailer. This is more going to be talking about something that happened during the Season 7 trailer that was released at Comic-Con on Saturday, I believe. So, getting straight into this, in this trailer we get a specific line of dialogue, which I'm going to focus in on in this video. And I'm going to link it to something that we already know has been confirmed that's going to be in Season 7. So, in the trailer they said there was a new player in town. So, I'm going to link that in to the fact that Roy is supposed to be returning in Season 7. Roy Harper, Arsenal. So, and my theory is that maybe Roy is going around dressing up as the Green Arrow. So this happened, I believe, in Season 2 or 3. I believe it was Season 3, where he took the fall for Oliver becoming and turned himself in as the Green Arrow and then faked his own death and escaped through the city that way. So potentially Roy could come back as the Green Arrow to cover for Oliver, because as you know, at the end of Season 7, obviously Oliver went to prison for being a vigilante, because vigilantes were deemed illegal. And the FBI agent had been hunting him throughout Season 6, and there was actually consequences to that, which I did like. So yeah, Oliver's in prison now, and I'm assuming it's going to be for a decent amount of time. I don't know if it's going to be longer than what the Flash did. I'm hoping it is, because having Roy as the Green Arrow is a big step, and that could honestly extend the show's lifespan, thing, because if they switch out who the Green Arrow is, because that does happen at some points during the comics, they switch who has the mantle between Oliver, Diggle, and I think at some points Roy does get the mantle too. So that could extend the show up to maybe Season 8, 9, 10. It could go that far, because basically it could be a whole new show with the new lead. Think of it like the way Doctor Who does it. Every 3 years they regenerate the cast. They get not a completely new cast. They sometimes keep some old cast members, but the main cast member is switched out. So that could be the way that they actually keep the Arrow show alive, through switching out the main person who is the Green Arrow throughout the show's life cycle. So that could be interesting to see. And I don't honestly know how Roy could return, because as you know, at the end, during Season 6, he went off with Thea and Nyssa to take down the Lazarus pits that were remaining around the world. And I'm not sure how he can return if Thea doesn't. Maybe Thea stays and becomes Ra's al Ghul, because we know that the Longbow Hunters are actually tied in with the League of Assassins. I believe that was hinted at during Season 6. So maybe Thea actually ends up staying with Nyssa. They reform the League of Assassins, and the League of Assassins come to his aid during season 7 to help with Ricardo Diaz and then obviously the Longbow Hunters. So I have a feeling that there is a chance that Diggle could die in this season. That's a completely different video, but if you're going to tie that in with the Longbow Hunters, that could happen too, and I could make another video on that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. The Roy returning as a Green Arrow, I can honestly see it happening, and it makes sense or aligns because Roy was around when Oliver didn't have a problem with killing people, because you know in season 1 Roy was around and he was being kind of like following and stalking the Hood at that time, and he saw him in his days where he was actually killing people. So if this new player is actually killing people, it would align with Roy being there when Oliver was killing, so he's just continuing on the original mission. Maybe he visits Oliver in prison, and that could be interesting. Roy returns, he visits Oliver in prison, and maybe Oliver doesn't tell him to take him up. Oliver passes on the mission to him, is what I'm trying to say. And the original mission then becomes Roy's responsibility, and that's why this new player comes from. But Oliver obviously doesn't tell the team about this, and that could lead to conflict later down the line, which it seems to be Arrow's forte right now, having conflict between Team Arrow. That didn't really work well in season 6 with new Team Arrow and old Team Arrow, but it could work with Roy. I'm not entirely sure if Colton Haynes could pull it off. It is possible. But there is question marks about how he returns, like I said, because if he doesn't with Thea, what's she doing? And like I said, the only way I can think of that is she becomes the new Ra's al Ghul, or she's like takes up the mantle, because that was teased somewhat in season 6, and that could also bring back John Barrowman, but I doubt it. I'm honestly hoping for John Barrowman to return in another role, and that will be another video I will be making, that's for sure. I won't go into that now, but yeah. I'm gonna end this video off now because I've dragged it out long enough. So if you guys enjoyed this video about Arrow season 7, please do hit that like button, as you know your support is very much appreciated, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.